A date to remember. Emmerdale turns 50. This October on ITV and ITV Hub.
Right, hello everyone. Welcome to this sort of trailer analysis for Emmerdale's 50th. Decided to go a little bit in depth on this one. I feel like there's a lot you can get from this. A lot of things you can uncover about what will transpire in the 50th anniversary episodes from this trailer, which I've just shown you. We're going to go in shot by shot, frame by frame, do a bit of analysis, do a bit of predictions, and by the end, I'm going to try and predict who will die on Emmerdale's 50th. And I think there's a lot of red herrings going on, and I think there are a lot of people that appear as though they're going to die aren't actually going to die. I feel like that's just the producers tricking people out just because they're evil and they want to make it a surprise and shock everyone, because shock factor is such a powerful thing in soaps these days. I mean, fucking whodunits, they're getting wackier every single time they're done. But yeah, let's just dive in, look at the first shot, and then we'll go through and we'll see what we can uncover. So our first shot here is of Liv running from something in the woods. She is looking back, her face is kind of obscured. I thought it was Chaz at first, so that's sort of why, you know, it's a bit hard to get something out of this shot. But I think considering that we see Liv later on in a different shot, the story that's going on with Liv and Vinny right now is going to be very integral to the story that plays out. But all we have right now is she's running away from something, she is looking back, so there is something probably following her. It could be Vinny, could be something else. She could just be running from the storm. Who knows? But right now, that's all we have to go on. The next few shots we have here are of Kane and Al, and they're going at it. They're gonna have some fist fight in a barn. The man that plays Al has apparently left production. He's left Emmerdale. He's not filming anymore. It's word of mouth at the moment. I don't know if there's any evidence to back that up, but that does strongly suggest that Al is going to die. I don't think it's going to be by Kane's hand, though, because this really seems to push Kane and Al, this trailer. And I reckon there is going to be a thing where it's like, oh my god, everyone thinks Kane killed Al, and it's not true, and he didn't, and it's just like an accident or some shit. I don't think Kane's a murderer. Kane's never killed anyone. If anything, he was the one to almost get killed quite a few times. So I don't think this Kane and Al thing is going to end with Kane killing him. I do, however, think that Al is still going to die. The next shot we have here is Marlon. He is on his knees outside looking up at the storm. He's shocked. He's terrified. I don't think Marlon's going to die. I think if there's any character I'm certain they won't kill, it's Marlon. No way. They wouldn't do that. And I don't think Mark Charnock would leave. However, I do think this is going to bring back some memories of Trisha because she got killed in that storm. So I think that whole thing's going to be brought up again. Rightly so, it was a good story. That shot then does some spinny thing, and then we get Kim Tae in a dress. She's holding her heels. She's trying to escape something. Is Kim going to die? Obviously fucking not. No, there's no way they're killing Kim. Absolutely not. There is nothing really of note here, other than just, dropping Kim into the mix. Why not? Possible Jamie could return. It's possible. Bit unlikely, but you never know. The dress does concern me, though. Maybe she is getting married, and maybe that means that someone close to Kim will die. Possibly Will, maybe Dawn or something. It's food for thought, but I don't think they're going to kill Kim. Again, like Marlon, she's not one of them that you just kill, even if it is your 50th. birthday. I don't think you do that. Moving on. Next shot, we have Charity and Noah in a car. Noah's looking fucking shocked. Charity seems very calm considering the situation. That is a bit worrying. I am a bit concerned. I don't know what's going on there. We'll find out more, obviously, when the actual thing happens. But I do think this is a trick. I do think there is a strong possibility Noah could get the axe. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like, they're in the car. You've got that feeling that they're safe. I don't think that that's just the writers going, oh yeah, we'll just chuck them in the car for no reason. I think there's a point behind that. There's something there. And I think it's just to trick out us and make us think Charity and Noah, they're going to be fine. I don't think that's the case. Just because they're in a car don't mean they could, the car's not going to explode or something. Do I think Charity's going to die? No. Do I think Noah could die? There's a likelihood. There's a strong likelihood. I don't know how likely, but it is up there, and I think it's worth considering. We're going to start to go a bit rapid fire here. This shot is just Noah, Charity in the car. Amelia's outside the car. They're all looking up, apart from Charity, who's just like, I don't give a shit. What I do find interesting is the fact that Amelia's not in the car. Maybe she got out. Don't know what's with that. Maybe there is a possibility that Charity may get out the car as well, and then Noah's in there. Boom! Car explodes. I don't know, but it is just interesting how she's out there. Now here we get into some interesting stuff. This is where things start getting interesting. It's not what's on the cake in this shot, it's what's behind the cake. You see a person running out of the wall pack as like all this confetti starts flying down, and there's this orange tint in the background. You can see it through the windows. Something's telling me here that the storm is going on as the storm's going on the cake. So I think if it wasn't clear before, these are very clear links of what's going to happen on the cake is what's happening in real life. So best be prepared to see stuff like Charity and Noah in a car, Cain and Owl having a brawl in a fucking barn. It's just a little detail there that I really liked. An interesting shot here we have next. I think this is Moira in the green coat. Not sure who that is in the yellow coat there, but they are clearly looking up at something. They have their hands outstretched and they are screaming. Something's falling on them. Something's falling on Moira. That's what it seems to me. I think it is Moira. I can't tell if it's Moira or Chaz maybe. Not sure who's wearing that coat, but they do have black hair and they are quite clearly female. Something's gonna crush them. It seems that way. I don't understand why else you'd have your arms outstretched upwards. You'd have your, a screaming expression on your face. It just seems like that's what's going to happen there. Now, this next shot, this is a fucking doozy right here. I don't know who it is that's falling there, but they are male. They do seem to have no hair. It could be Will, could be Sam. Not really sure on that account of who is falling off of that ledge. I know that all of the characters do end up falling, but I think it's worth to take note that this character falls first, and he falls way before anyone else does. I think there's like a whole 2 shots or some shit before any other characters start falling off the cake. So I think that's screaming out to me that is someone that's going to take a nasty fall because of the wind. Now, I feel like out of all of the shots, this is one of the most talked about. These two right here. It's Charles, I think his name is. It is Charles, isn't it? I don't know. He's forgettable. And Naomi, and they're trying to reach out to each other as the wind is sort of pushing them back. It's interesting. A lot of people are saying that Naomi's going to die. She does appear to be in the weaker position there. Charles seems to be managing the wind quite well. However, we know Emmerdale. We know they like to trick people out. I don't think Naomi's story is quite complete yet. I feel like this, if anyone's going to die here, it'd be Charles over Naomi, or he'd get seriously injured. I feel like that's the way it's going to go. I don't think Naomi's going to get out of this in great shape, but I think Charles is going to get a much worse hand in this storm. I don't know what it is. It just seems a bit too obvious for me. And I know that, I was literally talking about a man falling off a fucking ledge before, but it's things that pop out, isn't it? That shot was quick. This is a very slow shot. This is a shot that took time. It's one that had 2 shots, and it's one that's fairly obvious, and it sticks in your mind a lot more. Here we have our next shot. We have Liv and Vinny. Vinny's holding onto this tree for dear life. Liv's looking back. I think this was a different perspective of the same shot from before. It is very clear that Vinny's in danger, and I don't know how he's going to get out of this. So he's either going to get really badly injured or he will die, and I don't know which one it is. For the benefit of the doubt, and just to keep with what I'm thinking at the moment, I'm going to say he doesn't die because it's a bit too obvious. However, it is clear that Vinny's going to have a tough time getting out of this one. He's gotten himself in a jam. He's not really going to make it out in the greatest shape. Now, this one is quite possibly the most interesting shot of them all. I don't get what it means. I don't know what it's inferring. It's Nicola and she's got her hands up. I think there's like planks of wood just like crushing her or something. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's crushing her. It just seems like it's in front of her and she's just like she's not even holding them. She's just got her hands in front of her like a fucking mime. I don't understand what's happening here. Let's just say that, is Nicola gonna die? I don't think so. I don't think that's what's happening. I think it's just a shot for a shot. I'm not sure what it connotes. I'm not sure what it's trying to say. All I'm getting from it is that, you know, this is going to be a thing that affects everyone, even Nicola. I don't know. It's weird. I'm not entirely clued up on what is the situation with that. We are now very much coming to the end of the analysis, and our final shots here are just all of the characters. They're all falling. This one in particular, it's got, I think that is Chaz. I think so. I think Moira has a different coat. It doesn't look like Moira to me. It looks like Chaz. And I think that's Sam. So that eliminates the guy that fell off earlier as being the one that fell off the ledge. I think this is just to show everyone's going to get affected by this. Everyone is going to have a tough time dealing with this storm and what happens afterwards. It's going to be a fun story, and it's going to be fun to see where all the characters end up and what happens to everyone as they all face the storm ahead. And just before we go into my death predictions, this is just me reiterating the same thing, but you can see the lightning flashing outside. The storm is clearly going on as the storm on the cake is happening. What we see unfold, these shots on the cake are clearly is foretelling what's going to happen in real life with these actual characters. So now for the bit you've all been waiting for. Who is going to die? Who's going to die here? I don't know how many are going to die. I'm thinking it's going to be the same format as Corey's 50th with, you know, Charlotte, Ashley and Molly. 3 characters. So I'm just going to pick 3 characters, and you know what? I do have 3 characters in mind that will die. So that's kind of worked out well. First one to talk about, I'm going to say, is probably the most obvious one. Al. He has been rumoured to have stopped filming and he's not on Emmerdale anymore, so it's quite clear that a death is going to happen there. There's no way that Al is not going to die. Al is one of the most hated upon characters in Emmerdale history, probably. Rivaling the ranks of fucking Lady Tara and fucking, what's her name? Lynn, that's her name. Lynn, you know, up there with those characters. So it's quite clear that I think a death is going to happen there. And I think what I've speculated is probably going to be the truth. I don't think Kane's a killer, and I don't think that someone else is going to kill him. I think it's just going to be an accident. So we'll see. Second one to talk about, Noah. I don't know what it is. I think it's an ultimate red herring. He's in the car. Everyone's thinking, oh, he's in the safety of the car. I don't think that that's the case. I think Noah's going to die. Whether he dies in the car or somewhere else, that remains to be seen. But I do think that he is going to die. I don't know what it is, again, as I've said many times. But it's just something in that scene that just makes me think he's going to die. There's something there. It's too obvious that he's in safety. So I think that that might be the prime time to take opportunity of the audience thinking he's safe and kill him. How he dies, I don't know. The effect that will have, it'll fucking cause shockwaves all over the village, probably. You know, whether you loved him or hated him, he's become pretty big part of the village, and I think that is going to be pretty shocking to see. And now for our last character that's going to die, I'm going to say Charles. It's between Charles and Vinny right now, and I just think, you know, Vinny's is a bit too obvious, so I'm going to go with Charles. It'll be big, I think. I don't know. He's a bit sort of, he's not my favourite, and I don't think he's gained enough notoriety, but I do think that maybe he will pave the way for Naomi and Ethan. I don't know, it's sort of just like the choice that's there, and I don't want to be too on the nose with Vinny, and it would be sad to see Vinny go, and I don't want him to go, so I'm gonna say Charles for that reason. So we have come to the end of this video. Now I hear you all going, where's Emmerdale timeline? When's the next one? When are you gonna do 2001? I understand. I know. I can hear you. I get it. My editor doesn't like me at the moment because I'm making 3-hour videos. So I'm going to give it a bit of a break for a bit. I don't know when I'm going to pick it up again. Don't know what I'm going to do in the meantime, but I don't want to, overload it. So we're having a bit of break from those again. I'm sorry that it's taken so long, but we will get there eventually. We will get there. 2001 is going to be an exciting year for many reasons, and I am looking forward to making that. But for now, we just have to give it a bit of a rest because my editor will kill me. The app will kill me if I do this again. So I'm giving it a break. Thank you all for watching. Please leave your predictions for deaths down below. If I missed out anything from a certain shot, please let me know. And have a good one. I've been Carl the Carl. You've been you. I will see you whenever. Yeah. Stay safe, guys.